I really feel like this could be my big break, Katie.
I'm Priya Parker,
And I'm Anand Giridharadas.
and we are here to answer your most pressing questions about...
Wedding planning.
Ready?
Let's do it. Ooh, how did you think about the purpose of your wedding?
Like of our wedding?
Our wedding. I think that's what they meant.
Do you want to take this one?
Well, I think, in part, because we hadn't read your book, The Art of Gathering,
That's
at
true.
that time, because it didn't exist.
I hadn't written it yet.
Uh,
But a lot of the questions that we actually ended up sorting through were really deeply shaped the book.
yes, but I don't think we started with purpose the way you tell everyone to, because we didn't know about that yet necessarily. And so we were like, okay, where do we want it? We'd choose a location in India. The person who was running that location suggested 150 people because that's what she felt the venue could hold. We kind of said yes to that. Then people just started sending their preferred guest list, friends list, started making the lists. We do what you now call backing into purpose.
Yeah.
And at some point, because of conflicts over, wait, is that second cousin of my aunt invited, or is our friend from grad school invited if there's one seat left? We actually realized that we had a purpose conflict that we didn't know we had.
And questions like if one side has 14 cousins, one's parents, I'm not naming any names.
Yeah, we're keeping this anonymous.
Wow. If one set of parents or one parent has 12 cousins they're super close to, then does that mean all of the parents' cousins are invited? So anyway, I would say backing into the purpose of our wedding ended up being the core thing we were trying to figure out. And I'm half Indian, half white American, half kind of Hindu, Buddhist, theosophist, half Christian tradition.
That's a lot of halves.
I know. You're half South Indian, half North Indian. And then we were trying to bring, ourselves together and then our families together. I feel like the two things we were most debating in our wedding was how much do we honor not just the people, but the traditions that came before us, and how much do we kind of make this about us and what we believe in. And those were kind of the core tensions. And I think we landed at saying that this is a unique moment to bring together our multiple communities to witness our love and our way and to be a part of this next phase of our life.
Yep. And I think we landed on a purpose that was to connect our worlds.
Yeah.
More than a purpose of honoring every family member who ever changed a diaper for us, or which is a completely legitimate purpose and a more traditional purpose that a lot of people still pursue. And no shade if that's how you think about your purpose.
But it actually helped make decisions once we got clear on who is this for first? And what are we actually doing this for? Do you remember the wedding summit with our parents, the planning session?
Oh, God, how could I forget?
I remember trying to explain to all sets of our parents, 6 parents in the room, what it was we wanted this wedding to be. And all of them having different literal mental models, images. I think in my mother's mind, even though she hadn't articulated, she saw me in a red dress. In my father's mind, he definitely saw me in a white dress. But none of this was being articulated. They just literally had different visions of what they assumed my wedding would be. If the book had been written before we got married, we would have started by asking, what is the purpose of this wedding? And not ask that 6 months after a lot of tears and fights. I think the sequencing of the conversation would have started by actually saying, why are we doing this? What is this for? And having a conversation, the two of us, to really sort that through, rather than backing into it because of conflict.
And I also think, if we're being honest, I'm very happy where we got married, who was there, etc. But I think if we had started with purpose and thought about that first, we may have come to different answers about, maybe, I think in some ways choosing a more non-traditional purpose of connecting our disparate worlds rather than honoring the past, and then choosing to have it in India.
Yeah.
Was a kind of provocation. It was it was stating a kind of purpose that did not match. Then you're going to the backyard of large numbers of people you're not inviting.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that was maybe a geographical choice that conflicted with the ultimate purpose we landed on because we did not start with purpose.
Yeah.